CinemaCon week is finally here, my movie friends, and this is always such a fun time because we get revealed awesome movie news after awesome movie news. And the week began with Sony Pictures and their panel actually dropping a bombshell for Spider-Man fans everywhere. I'm still shaking. So that's exactly what I'll be doing here for you guys, is breaking down everything revealed at the Sony CinemaCon panel. Attendees there get to see trailers, footage, and all these other details. I collect it all and let you know what you missed out on. So please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, because all week I will be covering the Paramount, Warner Brothers, Universal, so much movie news this week. Let me know what your favorite news is, although I can pretty much guess what that'll be. Alright, so yes, this was focused on Sony's panel, and although Sony has had a funny time at CinemaCon, because let's not forget, about a year or two, they did announce El Muerto, and well, that movie became Muerto. But they came a-swinging with a lot of cool announcements. Timestamps in the description if you want to skip around. But they started off with a video from Jack Black and Paul Rudd for their upcoming rated R comedy and reboot of Ananconda. It was just them saying that they're sorry they couldn't make it, that they're excited for the movie. The movie is releasing December this year, and this is actually one I'm super looking forward to because the plot is just so odd. It's just two friends who really love that original Anaconda movie with Ice Cube and Jennifer Lopez. So they decide to go to the Amazon and recreate the movie, and they stumble upon an actual anaconda. The fact that it's also a rated R comedy also has me wondering how far they'll go in it. So there's that. From there, they moved on to talk about their movie 28 years later. Danny Boyle came on stage and showed off a brand new trailer to audiences there. It's got snippets of new footage that wasn't present in the trailer we already have online, but some interesting things that are revealed is he confirms Cillian Murphy will be coming back, but you'll actually have to wait a while to see him. But also something surprising I did not know was going to be announced is they actually already announced a sequel that is maybe more of a spin-off from this movie releasing next year. They announced a film called 28 Years Later, Bone Temple, which will actually be directed by Nia DaCosta, who did The Marvels and the recent reboot of Candyman. Not much is known about this movie, although I assume it has something to do with this Bone Temple from the trailers, and it'll be a really creepy look into this universe. So, hey, you're getting two 28-year later movies. Now, from there, they did go on into Beyond the Spider-Verse, but I want to save the Spider-Man stuff for the end of this video, because come on, you know I'm gonna yap a lot about that. So getting on to some other movies that were just kind of quickly announced and let known that they're coming, but no real details or even footage was given, is one a movie called Klara and the Sun, directed by Taika Waititi and starring Jenna Ortega. This is a movie based on a novel of the same name that takes place in a world where artificial intelligence is used as companions. It looks like Jenna Ortega will play the main character, and she's suffering from an illness, looking like she'll die, and so she's given an AI that they call an AF, artificial friend, to kind of just help her through that process of, I guess, dying. Could be interesting, but after Love and Thunder, I really need to see what Taika Waititi's doing with this movie. We got announced for a movie called GrandGear that has no details other than the fact that it's being directed from the same director who brought us Godzilla Minus One, Takashi Yamazaki. This will also be his first English-made movie with Hollywood, since Godzilla Minus One is a foreign film to us. Hey, he did a bang-up job with Godzilla Minus One, so whatever this movie's about, gonna be there. The director of Barbarian, Zach Kreger, confirms that he is working on the third reboot for Sony and their Resident Evil franchise, with really the only detail given about this project is saying that the film will focus on one central protagonist on a point A to B journey, slowly falling more into the hellish territory. So it looks like more of a back to basics movie for this franchise. Good luck on the third reboot, Sony. This director attached, though, does give me hope, because I ended up really liking Barbarian. Another movie they announced is a comedy entitled Breadwinner that is going to star comedian Nate Bargatze. If you don't know this comedian, he does really clean humor, and I think as a stand-up comedian, it is hard for you to do clean comedy, but also actually be very funny. There are no plot details given, but with the phrase breadwinner, I'm assuming it's about a dad or a husband, and some shenanigans are gonna happen. I'm gonna check it out. Jumanji 3 was also finally announced and confirmed by Sony. Technically Jumanji 4, if you want to count the Robin Williams one, the superior one. It will be again directed by the same director from the last two movies. I'm only really looking forward to this one because it'll finally be the video game characters coming into the real world, so we'll actually see Dwayne Johnson, Jack Black, Kevin Hart actually portray their video game counterparts instead of them being taken over by someone else. They also just bring up the live-action Legend of Zelda movie that just recently got a release date of March 26, 2027. Director Westfall did a fantastic job with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, so I do have faith in this movie. I was kind of hoping they'd at least announce who Link or maybe Zelda was going to be, but it looks like we still have a couple months to wait on that. Another quick movie announcement before I get into other movies that were shown trailers and footage is Sony revealed their biopic for the Beatles with a kind of a crazy way of releasing the movie. So they not only officially revealed who are playing the Beatles, with Paul McCartney being played by Paul Mescal, John Lennon being played by Harris Dickinson, Ringo Starr will be played by Barry Keoghan, and George Harrison will be played by Joseph Quinn. All 4 movies, teased to be simply titled Paul, John, Ringo, and George, will release in April of 2028. Let me reiterate that for you. They're not just making a Beatles biopic movie, they are making 4 separate Beatle movies, all told from the perspective of the different Beatles, and they will be released all on the same day. What? That is crazy, unprecedented. I don't even know how that works. How do you drop 4 different movies of kind of the similar story, just told from a different perspective, and just there you go? Is there some guy that's actually gonna jump and watch all 4 movies in one day? I don't doubt it. I'll be honest with you, I'm just more intrigued with that release in itself. I'm not a big Beatles guy. I appreciate their music and some of their songs. I'm just not like the biggest fan. I wonder if releasing all 4 movies at once is gonna end up being a good idea. But okay, back to the movies that were given trailers and footage. Karate Kid Legends. They talked a little bit about their excitement with that movie, and they did show off a new trailer that'll actually be released tomorrow. So as you're probably watching this video, the new trailer is already online. I don't think I need to go into the description of that trailer then. Just be on the lookout for it, and you know I am so excited for this movie. It genuinely looks like they put their heart and soul in it, and it's not just a cash grab. Next movie they got some footage that I'm actually looking forward to is Sony Animation's next animated movie called Goat. You might have seen the poster or first look of it. This is being produced by Stephen Curry, and here's what some of the footage looked like. Coming to theaters in 2026, Goat follows the story of Will Harris, the titular underdog or goat, trying to enter the big leagues of animal sports. Though we don't see clips of the film in motion, it will be another 2D, 3D hybrid animated movie. Finally, we're shown set pieces of Will playing a match against a large silhouetted bear-like figure while the court is covered in flames, teasing the goat will take its imagination to the next level with its vibrant basketball scenes. And the attendees who got to see some of this footage also really complimented the animation. Sony has been stepping it up when it comes into that department. They're not just known for their days of the Emoji Movie. This could end up being a stinker, but I'm kind of down for a basketball goat movie with some really unique visuals. Next up, people were finally shown some footage for the I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot. Big fan of this horror franchise. I'm excited for what this movie will be. So let's read on to what the footage was like. The trailer starts with some light banter between a teenage couple, one of whom is played by Madeline Klein. As Madeline Klein goes upstairs to take a bath, complete with a blood red bath bomb and headphones to listen to guided meditation, her boyfriend is savagely murdered by a hook-handed killer dressed in all black. The trailer then moves on to show Madeline Klein's character and her group of friends debating if this has anything to do with, well, what they did last summer. During a town hall meeting, Freddie Prinze Jr. returning as his character from the original film, angrily reiterating that this isn't the first time there's been violence in their town. The rest is sort of fare you can expect from a horror trailer, quick cuts of kills and all. That is until Jennifer Love Hewitt comes out and asks a character what they did last summer. And I wish I could see this footage for myself, but looking at the reactions, people seem pretty impressed with it. And even the last line of this description does say, this legacy slasher feels slightly different from the recent Scream and Halloween Legacy sequels, showing that it does have some style and flair and that it could be better than most of these legacy reboots they be coming out with. So I can't wait to take a look at that. It's cool that they got to show some footage, and it does sound kind of creepy. But okay, boys and girls, let's move on now to talk some freaking Spider-Man. Let's start off with Beyond the Spider-Verse. So when it was time to talk about Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, Christopher Miller, one of the writers of the movie and producers, got on stage, and one of the first things he did was confirm the release date, which we have not had this entire time. The movie will now be releasing June 4th, 2027. We gotta wait 2 years, but I understand, man. That animation is crazy, wild, and we do have some first look images, so take your time. At least it isn't anything like 2028 or 2029. That'd be outrageous. But now looking at some of these first look images yeah, the movie is looking absolutely gorgeous. This shot of the Prowler, probably gonna be my new wallpaper for a really long time, because this looks awesome. Even more like the shot where it's teasing the fight between Miles and this version of Miles as the Prowler. Those fights are gonna go hand in hand. They did mention this sequel would be bigger and bolder and would start immediately where the last movie ended. We have another shot that also looks breathtaking of Miles just hanging onto a car and a bunch of lights going through him. This, I think, is probably the most interesting image, because along with this, I was also seeing some reactions from people in the audience who were actually lucky enough to see the first footage of Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. Like, no, I'm so jealous. It wasn't very much, and it was just really quick stuff. The description they have here actually goes, the first look opens with camera moving through a multicolored prism of sorts, with scenes from the prior 2 films intercut. The footage then shifts to a quick succession of teaser for what audiences can expect. Miles and Gwen Stacy are riding on a motorbike. The Spot is sucking the color out of various environments. Speaking of the Spot, he seems to have the ability to transform into arachnid-style form that sees him crawling menacingly towards our protagonist. A big component of the footage is between Miles and the alternate universe version of himself that has become the Prowler. Strangely though, a shot towards the end of the teaser shows the 2 Miles working together with who appear to be Aaron Davis. And yeah, that all sounds great and dandy. I cannot wait to see that. It is interesting they already reveal the 2 Miles will eventually team up for a bigger mission, and I guess they have to do that against the Spot, who has an arachnid form. That's gonna be scary. But going back to this photo, a lot of people were saying that some of the imagery and style looks pretty different than the last 2 movies, seeming like they're gonna push the boundaries of animation again, and that's what should happen. I am so excited for this movie. It is so close to being a perfect trilogy. How are you guys feeling about the release date and first look images of Beyond the Spider-Verse? And boy, oh boy, my little piggies, we were not done there. During the presentation, we had the new director of Tom Holland's Spider-Man movie, and he decided to reveal to the world the official logo and title for Spider-Man 4. It's been revealed now that Spider-Man 4 will be titled Spider-Man Brand New Day. And that has actually honestly been the rumored title for many months. People have also actually theorized and wanted this to be the title, and now we have it. I like the new look, and I'm happy with the word day kind of being the new thing that we use for this trilogy. We know the last one, it was the word home. Here, it'll probably be something day every other movie. The logo is also very reminiscent to like the 2000s version of the Spider-Man word logo, but I'm not sure we should dig too much into that other than the fact that this is clearly stating this is a new era for this version of Spider-Man. Which, speaking of which, Tom Holland, who wasn't there physically, did send in a video for attendees, and all he really said is that this movie would be a fresh start for his new Spider-Man, and that is what we've been hearing. This is gonna be a brand new take on his Spider-Man, and I'm very open to that. I've been pretty critical about Tom Holland's Spider-Man in some areas, obviously very nitpicky. That's just because how much I love Spider-Man. So I am very open-minded and almost eagerly wanting this fresh new take on his character. It should also be noted, the Brand New Day, we should have seen that coming because that is a name of a comic run for Spider-Man. It happened right after the infamous Spider-Man storyline, Spider-Man One More Day, in where after the world has learned his secret identity, Aunt May gets shot, and Peter, to save her life, makes a deal with the devil, Mephisto, where he not only saves Aunt May, but he's also able to wipe the memory of everyone knowing he's Spider-Man at the cost of his marriage with Mary Jane. This was really controversial and a hated storyline in the comics, but that is now what has happened with Tom Holland's Spider-Man in the movies. The world knew his identity. He did a spell so that everyone forgets Peter Parker. It cost him his relationship with MJ, and now we're on the other side, Brand New Day, where we're continuing into a fresh start with Spider-Man. All of the pieces just fitting in perfectly together. I'm just still wondering though, what's the story? Is this multiverse? Is this street level? Feels to me like it's leaning street level, but knock on wood, don't want to get my hopes up too much. Also, who is Sadie Sink playing? Will she actually be Mary Jane? If they're really trying to soft reboot Tom Holland's Spider-Man, that could be what you do, but no way you get rid of Zendaya's MJ. I wish we were given more details, but the director only mentioned how honored and how excited he is to be working on a Spider-Man movie, and well, at least we got the title, boys. We can call this movie something other than Spider-Man 4. It's a good old time to be a Spider-Man fan. I need to know from you guys, how are you feeling on the title, your thoughts and theories, everything that was announced, your top 3, 5 favorite things? Leave it down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Please stay tuned on the channel for all the other panels I'll be covering. You guys are all fantastic, and I'll see you faces later.